My name is John Tejada, Vienna-born, LA-based electronic computers assistant, and I'm here in Joshua Tree playing a show. A lot of answers, I'll try to keep brief. Mother's American, went there, met my dad. Both parents were classical musicians, so I just my impression of life was that people practice their instruments, so I kind of had no choice except music. So when I came to the States, which was back in '82, there was a lot of stuff happening, and I was kind of getting into all of it, but the stuff that really struck me was a lot of the early kind of hip-hop electro stuff. And those are kind of still the same sounds that people are gravitating towards now, vintage Roland type sounds and all that type of production. And a lot of it obviously comes back around. So that was essentially one of the big seeds that got me wanting to learn how to DJ, and then eventually learn how to make music. And then of course you had house and techno and all these other styles still sort of centered around those instruments. When I was starting to try to figure this stuff out, it was like '91, so equipment was, we didn't have DAWs, and samplers would have like 20 seconds, so you really kind of made the most of what you had. Pretty soon after, I was involved in a live electronic night that my wife was running, and that was called Public Space. And a lot of people would come and set up their gear and play live sets. Like we had Autechre out in '96, and among some other acts. So that sort of became the LA scene for inspiration and meeting others who were figuring this out, again, sort of pre-Ableton, pre-DAW, So you just kind of met people who knew what they were doing, and you kind of started making records with them because there just wasn't that many of you, It was like pre-internet forums and everything. So yeah, that was kind of how we were getting into stuff. I get asked a lot how I put my music together. I think the short answer is to keep it as simple as possible. Basically, I think of it as stuff I can operate on that stage, stuff I can operate in the dark without having to look at it. For me, even electronic music, as flexible as it is, as many tools that we have, for me it needs to be an interface that I can feel more creative without getting lost in the tech so much, As much as we can do these days, I think it's still this fundamental of being creative and making music, So it seems simple, but it took a long time to figure out. Last year, me and Plaid did a 2-tracker called Bittersweet, and we're working on a new one. So that will probably be something for the fall, but it's really exciting to work with them because they're such an influence. And a lot of kind of getting started was actually following what they did around. I mean, they were on Warp, which been their mainstay forever, but I would follow them with their side projects, little labels. So my first album was on a SX label called A13, and then there was this other label called Defocus, which they did a side thing on, and then I went to Defocus, So I've always had this little connection, and now, they're my super, super close friends, and it's really great to collaborate with them. My most recent project is a duo called Optometry I do with my friend March Adstrom. And we have a couple of full lengths out. The latest one's called Lemuria. I put all that stuff out on my own label, Palette Recordings, which I've had since '96, and we're playing some shows now and doing some stuff out of town. And I am getting a new solo album ready, which she's playing a little bit on and is going to be part of the live show. So it's kind of become a dual project combination for live and studio. So look out for a solo record, a new Optometry stuff, and EP with Plaid coming as well.